I'm Monte Morrison, originally Lagos, Nigeria, but from Bradenton, Florida.
My name is Tyus Thomas. I'm fighting out of the MMA Institute in Richmond, Virginia.
I looked him up. Decent guy, but I'm gonna go in there and I'm gonna show him I'm the better man, period.
You know, he's making his debut. I haven't fought in 2 years, so I think it'll be good.
Just the mentality, man, just to go in there and hope for the finish, look for the finish, and try to get him out of there, because fans pay to see knockouts. So that's what I'm trying to deliver.
I switched up my training. I started working my boxing a lot more, you know, ramped up my cardio, worked the wrestling a lot harder. I believe I have a lot more power than I did.
Like, there's no, I'm winning. That's it, I'm winning. I'm not leaving without that W.
Just be me, just flow, fight my fight. Don't get in any unnecessary exchanges. I see he likes to bang, I like to throw him too, so I'm looking forward to it.
So here we have a fight that might steal fight of the night, Frank. It's been one that I've had my eye on since I watched both these fighters' fights back, and then I spoke to them yesterday as well alongside you. Monte Morrison will take on this guy, Tyus Thomas, and Tyus Thomas, he comes from an extensive Muay Thai background. They both have a lot of history and a lot of experience in the striking realms. He's had a pro fight, though. He stepped into the pro realms in 2019, got the KO win there, showed his power in that fight. But the journey he's had since then, Frank, is unreal. Obviously, COVID came into play, 2019, 2020. He was trying to get a fight during that, managed to get signed with one, then got injured, then was in a horrific motorcycle accident. Now, you can attest to this, and I hate to bring those memories back, but it was almost life-ending for him. Since then, he's rehabilitated. He's got back in the gym. He's been itching to fight. He got the call less than a week ago, put down a coffee, put down his donuts, and said, yeah, I want to go. Let's do this.
Yeah, Tyus Thomas is just a phenomenal example, again, of what I want to show. He's a guy that, you know, started out being bullied, a little overweight. He ended up taking a mattress that he saw someone throwing out in the street, carried it home 3 miles to wrap it around a tree to use as a punching bag. Again, showcasing that if you want something, you're going to make it happen. And he's wanted this. And as adversity like the motorcycles hit him, he's kept coming back, bouncing back. He doesn't accept no as an answer. And he's going to find a way to prevail, and that just explosively enters into his fighting style.
And here comes Monte Python Morrison. He's now based himself in Florida, but hails from Nigeria. From 8 years of old age, he moved over here. And again, a similar story. Liked the look, and this is a crazy story in itself, liked the look of martial arts, wanted to test himself as a fighter. So as he couldn't afford to go to the gyms, he couldn't really afford to buy the tapes or to train anywhere, he just signed up for a fight, Frank. He literally went to a tournament, walked in there, asked 2 guys if they would corner him, literally had no equipment, stepped in there, got his, as he will phrase it, ass beat. But the 2 guys that were in his corner there saw something in him, saw a fire in his eyes. They embraced him, they brought him into his gym, and they are the guys in his corner now. That is an amazing story, and you look at where he is now and the personality, the awards, the accolades he's gained, it's phenomenal.
Yeah, it just blows my mind. Again, another example of, look, Morrison wanted it. Was it the ideal situation? Did he have the ideal tools for him and opportunities? No. The guy showed up and enters into a fight with no training. He goes, well, I want to get into this. I'm just going to jump in and, hey, will you corner me? That is something you make movies out of. And again, that mindset just carries over into his fighting, and that's why he just has had so much success. Again, another man, another young man that goes, I'm not taking no for an answer. I'm going to find a way to figure this out, how to improve, how to get better, regardless of what opportunities are not given to me.
So both fighters are inside the cage. We'll have a look at the tail of the tape now. And look, there we'll see just a slight height and reach advantage on the side there of Monte Morrison. He is making his debut. 1-0 is Tyus Thomas. Let's get this underway. Let's hand it to the man in the middle, Lupe Contreras.
We continue with the action here at the Mac Center, Miami, Florida. It is Freedom Fight Night. Presented to you by HJR Global Services, Real America's Voice, Factum Financial, Let'sGoBrandon.com, and streaming on Cloud Hub. This bout, 3 rounds at a catch weight of 192 pounds. Our judges scoring cage side are Hector Gomez, Vicente Rodriguez and Richard Green Jr. Our ref in charge of the action, Marcos Perez. Presenting first, the fighter standing in the blue corner and repping Team Rampage. He enters wearing black with white lettering. He weighed in at an official 191.5 pounds. And he enters the ring in the second pro bout with a record of 1 victory. Fighting out of Richmond, Virginia, Tyus, the Violator Thomas. His opposition across the cage in the red corner and representing Team Tito. He enters wearing green with silver trim. He weighed in at an official 190 pounds. And like his opponent, he too enters for the second time as a pro with a record of 1 victory. Representing Bradenton, Florida, Monte Python Morrison.
So, fighters are ready. Cage door is about to be shut. Monte Python Morrison, I appreciate that coming from the UK as well. Monte Python in the red corner, green and white shorts, taking on Tyus Thomas, the Violator. He is in the blue corner, black shorts with white trim. We are set underway, scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds here at Freedom Fight Night. Me, Brian Lacey, alongside Frank Mir calling the action. I have a feeling this is going to be a stand-up battle. Oh, eye poke there.
Yep. Unintentional.
Yeah. Totally unintentional there, but instant reaction coming from Tyus Thomas. Referee, I'll just have a word there with Monte Morrison. Yeah, and Tyus Thomas says, we're good, let's get this on. And you look at their backgrounds, Frank, they are so similar in their journeys. And you'd think these could be best mates, but look at them, they're going to war now.
Most likely they would be. And that's one thing, too, with MMA. You see a lot of these guys, win or lose, I'm fans. And I mean, like, you know, Delgado in the first round. Oh, great takedown, the second shot. There is no really, like, when you lose to other warriors, we're just training each other. This is a way for us to train ourselves to be better in life. This is a sport here. This isn't serious at the end. No one's going home in a body bag. Like, this is sportive, and we're training our mind, our spirit, our hearts at all times. And this is what we do. We sharpen ourselves up. But I need somebody else to sharpen myself up against, and that's what my opponent is. I've always said, hey, if right now we cut the power here, and we all go next door, hey, fight, sorry, guys, we're going to have to drop, we're all going to have the beer. Who do you think is probably going to be hanging out? I think Thomas and Morrison are going to hang out with each other.
I agree.
Because they're similar. I always tell people, when I'm in the ring and I go to fight somebody, at the end, when you call the trigger, guess who I would probably be hanging out with? That's who I have things in common with. We're both warriors. We just happen to have to go against each other like brothers, you know, battling. You're strengthening yourselves.
Well, Tyus Thomas talked particularly to that in the interviews yesterday. He said it really has developed. He got bullied a lot. And now martial arts has changed that around, giving him that confidence. And right now he is putting on a hell of a performance. Grinding, controlling, he's got that back. The takedown was great, Frank. He used the forward momentum of Morrison, got the body lock, a nice outside trip.
Yep. It was beautiful. And here he's doing a good job of, see how he's wrapping the lead leg? He's keeping his knees down. So right now Morrison's having a hard time really establishing and getting back up to his feet. He's locking the grip there with his legs, doing what we call, like a lot of times, an Iowa ride in wrestling, what we call it, by sitting on that ankle and right now beating him up, keeping across the body on the hips. And now he lost control of the leg. Morrison was able to get back up. Now he just got to get his hips forward and body erect because their head damage is going to occur right now.
Knees are coming up nice and hard there, right up the middle. Good work there from Tyus Thomas. Now working to break that base of Monte Morrison.
Nice. Morrison did a good job. He stayed in a danger zone to prove that. I wouldn't have, as his coach, been happy with that. But he's established himself back up, showing some heart here. That's a hard takedown to get to pull someone's ankle out there.
Oh, he's got his head on the outside as well, Frank. This could be a guillotine attempt. Monte Morrison, he comes from that striking background. ISK middleweight and welterweight champion. Dutch kickboxing was the base, but now looking for the submission here at Freedom Fight Night.
Yeah, and right now, just Thomas has to get his hips up in the air and drive forward. By staying down on his knees right now, he's actually making the choke worse. And Morris needs to close his guard, wrap up that waist. And he didn't, and so now he got stepped over into half guard there.
This is such an interesting first 3 minutes between the two. Stand and bang for the opening stanza, and then Got the clinch, got the takedown, exactly.
We've called fights where guys are equally skilled in one area. Two good strikers, all of a sudden we see what their B game looks like. Oh, let's see how they can wrestle. We've seen it with wrestlers. Hey, both guys are great at wrestling. Boom, all of a sudden now we see a stand-up fight.
Heavy on top as well. Tyus Thomas chipping away here at Monte Morrison.
Nice. Picking up the shots, but Morrison just staying composed, doing enough to make sure he doesn't take any big damage and still looking for ways to get out. He's just not being explosive about it. So like he stepped that knee up right there. Instead of exploding out with a knee slide and getting back up to his feet, he opened up his hips and allowed Thomas to throw that hook in, and now he has the leg wrapped, and he's doing a great job. I don't know if folks at home can see it. His right hand is on the right wrist of Morrison. That's allowing him to lock the left hip and the right shoulder. So now by locking across the body like that, essentially it's a cross-body ride. Much easier to stay on someone's back. It's like a door with a hinge on one side and then the hinge on the other. It's not a very good door, it doesn't move. And that's what you want to be. If you hinge both sides of a person that you're on top of, it's easier for them to leg slip, throw you off.
40 seconds left in this first round. Tyus Thomas, a lot of control from this position, and this opening performance in this first round from Tyus Thomas made even more impressive, Frank, from that long layup and coming back from that huge injury.
Absolutely. You always, no matter what, when I first came back from my motorcycle accident, I don't care how much you don't think you're going to question yourself, you question yourself. It's been a while. What am I going to do? There's a difference between fighting and practice. I mean, you can make sparring hard, and it's going to be as close to as possible. But when the lights turn on, there's no gear on, and you got a guy who's really not wanting to go home, and you're going to have a tough night, and you question under those circumstances, what am I going to perform under those lights?
So first round in the books, 5 minutes down. Tyus Thomas makes his way back to his corner. Surely one round up, Frank.
Yes, absolutely.
But when you're in the corner of Monte Morrison, I know you as a coach, not just to the fights in the gym, but as a father to your children as well, when they get out there and compete. You've got to let some rounds go, right? You've got to get it out of their minds mentally. Reset.
Yep. That's exactly what happens. I mean, obviously that round didn't go in Morris's favor, but you can take what you can, just like in life. You hit a stumbling block. There was exchange. We got double body underhooks there for Thomas. Yeah, they was able to lock up the hip, drive him down the sweep. And here, Morrison kind of hung out there. He was trying to get back up to his feet, but he's bent over at the waist. And Tyus, man, he was looking for shots in there. Picture perfect way to leg ride somebody. You have the near side hook in on the top leg. You reach across the body. You grab that far wrist. You're locked up on the body, and it allows you to have a free arm to really just peg him and beat him up.
Round two set to get underway here. Freedom Fight Night cage door closed. We have Monte Morrison, red corner. Tyus Thomas in the blue corner. Thomas with a lot of control on the ground there in round number one, but every round starts standing, and a high kick to open it up from Morrison. Morrison with his Nigerian heritage very much takes influence from Adesanya. Looks to emulate that style.
Yeah, I think Thomas showed he has an advantage here, maybe possibly the grappling area. I mean, he got a great takedown. It was in dominant position, so it's not completely written yet. But nice right hand. But I would think that for strategy on Thomas's part is, hey, let's kickbox for a little bit. Let's Morrison forget about that takedown, and then we can go back for it. Because right off the bat, that first minute, Morrison's on high alert. He doesn't want to get taken down again. He doesn't want to be on the bottom.
Oh, and there you see Tyus trying to get the clinch there. Didn't really set it up properly.
Well, and I like that. Again, that was a nice dart with the right hand. He stepped off.
Checked.
Oh, straight right hand.
He clipped him. Morrison now piling on the pressure. Big shots coming in.
Oh, but if he gets the takedown.
Morrison hammer fist to the side of the head here. Beating down on Tyus Thomas.
Wow.
Oh, there we go. Another turnaround, Frank. Round. Oh, no.
Back of the head shots.
Back of the head shots. There was hammer fist coming down.
He got his head down. We can see on repeat. Yeah, that's the thing. If you're throwing a shot, you can hit the opponent on the back of the head on the first one because the fight's mobile, it's active, it's chaotic. But if you repeatedly keep swinging there, that was beautiful straight right hand there, followed up great combinations, trying to find the holes there. Morrison's looking to find it between Thomas's guard. Thomas there was hurt. Took a shot there to grab a double. Ended up on a low single here. And there, those are shots there. Yeah, those are starting to hit the back of the head. You can see there. Yep, that guy's. Maybe though a little bit more
coming around the side though. They're coming around, but there were a couple.
There was a couple. Those are there again.
Oh, there we go. Nape of the neck, right on the nape of the neck. Yeah, that's.
Come on, okay, come on.
Yeah, that's about as late as you can get on there.
I think it's going to be.
So we got 5 minutes now that Thomas is given the ability to go ahead and recover.
The referee is calling the doctor in now just to check. You got Tyus Thomas shaking his head. And we know he's a warrior, Frank. We just talked about his story. There's no way he will be wanting this fight to end that way.
Well, yeah, it's not looking good.
No, the body language isn't there. He's going to call it. That's it. That's it. Wow, a twist in the tail of Freedom Fight Night. Now, it's 1 point for a draw, 3 points for a decision, and 5 points for a finish in any way.
That's a big turn.
But my goodness, I don't know what will happen with a DQ. We'll have to get that confirmed by Sean Wheeler.
Yeah, we're going to have to find out what's the official call. Is it going to be a DQ? Yeah.
Oh, it's whether he deems it intentional or not, that's on the referee.
Or no contest, right? We're going to have one or the other.
Yeah. No. Oh, but what a fight that was turning into. And Morrison was piling up the pressure, looking extremely good again. Hard first round, came out well in the second round, and then just didn't pick his target.
And I really love fights like that. I mean, obviously, Thomas would like to go ahead and stay in front and stay ahead, but that's again, like we've said earlier, it's life itself. You come out, adversity hits you. You don't have the stellar first round you're looking for, but you stay alive, you whittle on, you find pockets to breathe, you just hang on to that edge of that cliff and find your opportunities to come back and dominate.
A disappointed Monte Morrison there. Equally so. Tyus Thomas still on the stool there, our medical team talking to him. What a shame that is for the fight to turn out that way. It really was a huge turnaround on the side of Monte Morrison. Was controlled against the cage for most of that first round. Really impressive from Tyus Thomas, especially after 2+ years out of competition. And then Morrison, he came out and put that striking on display. You talk about that influence he's got from fellow Nigerian Israel Adesanya. And then you see a little bit of the emotion there from Tyus Thomas. 100% that is not how we wanted this return to go. We're going to call the fighters together. Just waiting for a final decision here. And we need our MC.
They're arguing, but they're going to say TKO win. They're going to say that the illegal strikes happened after he stopped the fight. They're arguing that Florida right now wants to say TKO win for that guy.
So we may have a twist in the tail. We'll explain more after we have announced it. To do the announcement, let's hand it to the man in the middle, Mr. Lupe Contreras.
Ladies and gentlemen, the official time, 1 minute, 15 seconds of round number 2. Your winner, by way of technical knockout, representing Team Tito, Monte Python Morrison.
All right, brother. Hey, that was definitely a little turnaround. And once again, you came out. First round wasn't going your way. You held on, but came back with your pro debut and had a very, very devastating TKO there to turn it around. A little confusion there at the end. What do you think was going on?
I mean, I was hoping it wasn't a no contest because he was turning his head as I was hitting him, but we got past that. First and foremost, I want to thank my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. And then I want to thank my team right here, Isaac, Raul, Julian. They're my guys, man. I wouldn't be here without them. Shout out to Tito Ortiz, giving me great advice in the corner. And in that first round, man, it was kind of like a feeling out thing. He had me down. He blew his wad. So second round, I knew I was going to come out and outstrike him. And yeah, man, if Anybody want it at 185, 170, I'm here. Anytime, next week, the week after, anything.
Right. Your winner, Monte Morrison. And real quick, Tito, you were probably just as confused as I was how that was going to end. What was going through your mind right now, realizing that this was going to, I mean, possibly, if it was a DQ going, it could be 5 points the other direction.
Well, I mean, at the end right there, he showed that he was stopping him. And the head was turned, and as he turned his head, he got to defend himself at all times, and he wasn't defending himself. Referee did a great call. There's one win. There's another win, TKO for us. Team Tito, we're going to win this, baby.
Let's go, Brandon. Let's get it.
Let's go, Brandon.
So there we have Tito Ortiz happening. I'll explain the confusion, just in case there is any on the side of our viewers. So it was deemed that the fight was stopped, and it was the shots afterwards, after the stoppage, the TKO stoppage, that hit the back of the head, which is obviously why he received the medical attention of the doctors coming in. But it will be classed as a TKO for that man, Monte Morrison. My goodness.